Hello and welcome to Housing TV News at the top of the hour, coming to you from our studios here in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Mimi Tondo. The headlines. INEC pushes digital safeguards. Federal government disowns ASU deal. Fintech resigns state seal. And in sport, Liverpool Man City draws Real Madrid as Premier League clubs face tough Champions League thirst. And on the foreign scene, White House or CDC chief as vaccine reef widens. Now the news in detail. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) says it remains committed to protecting Nigerians' elections from the threats of misinformation and cyber manipulation. An INEC delegation joined a two-day regional workshop in Abuja on protecting elections in the digital age. The event, convened by International ID in partnerships with the AU, ECOWAS electoral bodies, and the EU, brought together stakeholders from across Africa. Representatives from INEC highlighted Nigerians' experience with this information. Hajia Aminatu Sheikha from the ICT department emphasized the need for stronger safeguards in election technology, while Makanjualo Taiwo warned about the spread of false narratives that undermine polls. Patience George said electoral bodies must act proactively, noting INEC's work with stakeholders to secure the information space. Fidelia Udoma emphasized the urgent need to build public trust, warning that social media has become the new battleground for misinformation. And participants agree that regional cooperation is vital as threats often cross borders. INEC reaffirmed Nigerians' readiness to adapt new strategies that strengthen transparency and resilience in the digital era. And now the federal government has denied signing any binding agreement with the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU. Education Minister Dr. Marufu Tunji Alausa told journalists in Abuja that many assumed to be an agreement was only a draft document. He stressed that the government is committed to resolving ASU's concern but will only enter into sustainable and constitutionally backed accords. The minister assured that ongoing ASU protests will not escalate into strike action as the government has maintained steady engagement with the union. He added that President Bola Tinubu has directed the ministry to find a lasting solution that will keep Nigerian students in school. And also disclosed that a high-level meeting involving the Minister of State, Labor, Justice and key agencies such as the NUC and Budget Office has reviewed ASU's proposals line by line. A technical team is now refining the draft for submission to the Yayale Ahmed-led renegotiation committee. The minister insisted the government will only sign agreements that are practical, enforceable, and capable of ending the long-running disputes with the union. Away from that story, health experts and religious leaders are urging Nigerians to domesticate women's sexual and reproductive health rights, warning that the lack of awareness continues to endanger women and children. The call was made at a sensitization campaign in Kaduna on Article 14 of the Maputo Protocol, which focuses on women's reproductive health and rights. Keynote speaker Dr. Suleiman Titilope of the Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital emphasized that women and girls must be aware of their rights to make informed choices about their bodies, family size, and overall well-being.
As a mother or as a parent, you need to talk to your child. You need to know your child. You need to individualize your child. They need their parents, they need their mother to be somebody they can really confide in and open to. And mothers, you should not be ashamed to discuss sexual health with your children. Teach them before they are being taught outside. Likewise, the male children. To a lot of the male children in their adolescence and teenage age, they are being taught all manner of things from the government, the state. They have a lot of role to play. We're talking about sexual health, reproductive health, reducing child mortality. The government has a strong role to play in all this, whereby on sexual health, it advocates for the government to protect and promote sexual health of a woman.
Imam Makanjualo, Executive Director of the Muslim Peace Network, emphasized that Nigeria has yet to fully implement the protocol. He appealed to faith and traditional leaders to lead awareness efforts and urged parents to openly discuss sexual health with their children.
Women should know their right, nurses or professional health worker to be asking questions that, are you a Christian, are you a Muslim? Do your job. Make sure that you save the life, because both Christian and Muslim, they need to save the life of our women. They need to save the lives of our human beings. This is why we are creating awareness for the women to know their right. Some of the women today in our community, they die in silence because they don't know their right. So it is very important to advise them this is their right, to open their own eyes that they should know their right, so that everybody from the church, from the mosque, from the market, we should start the campaign of this sexual and reproductive health and rights. Stakeholders in Nigeria now have started engage with our political actors, especially the legislator, to make sure that this particular law should be implemented in Nigeria, should be domesticated in Nigeria.
Some participants welcomed the campaign, saying it's reshaped their understanding of family relationships and child health.
Very educative, and we have learned a lot, not only me, everybody here, on how to train their children on women's rights, and we want to utilize it at home, and we also pass the message to other people that are unable to come to this program.
We learn about how sexual life ought to be, supposed to be something that as a woman you should enjoy, not that you be coerced or forced to enjoy. Then it should be an avenue for you to speak to your partner, learn to bond with your partner, speak out. Women should not die in silence. That we should always speak out. Maybe you could get help. The society and the government should be able to come in to sensitize women. Daughters, we need to speak to them more.
Organizers say full stop domestication of the Maputo Protocol will help cut child mortality and build a healthier society. And now the federal government has honored 17-year-old Nafisa Abdullah Aminu from Yobe State for emerging as the world best in English language skills at the 2025 Teen Eagle Global Finals in London. At a recognition ceremony in Abuja, ministers praised Nafisa's outstanding achievement, describing her as a source of inspiration to Nigerians' youth. Education Minister Dr. Marufu Alausa reaffirmed President Bola Tinubu's commitment to human capital development through increased investment in education, health, and social protection.
What we are doing is not at variance to the result we're seeing from Yobe State. When we have children from Yobe being the best in the world, children from Yobe, Nigeria, defeating kids from England, English-speaking people that invented English, defeating them in English. This is what Nigerian kids are capable of. This is what our Nigerian children are capable of doing. And you have a government today that will continue to support you, to excel, to unleash your potential all across the world. And I would particularly now recognize. Is it working? Hello? It's not working. It's not working. I will particularly now recognize. Who's fixing the speaker microphone? Okay, I will particularly now recognize the reason why we're all gathered here today. Our children, our youth. Our youth, our children, can you hear me? Yeah. I'll talk louder. Our children, the reason why we're here today, our youth, our children. Before I individually call your name, I want to let you know, and if you already know, remind you that today you have a president in the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that has so much belief, fervent belief in your abilities. and it has fervent belief and benevolent belief in human capital development. And when you talk about human capital development, what are you talking about? Education, health, and social protection. This president, for the first time in the history of our nation, we have one of the highest budgetary allocation to Ministry of Education. One of the highest budgetary allocation to UPEC. One of the highest budgetary allocation to TEDFund. A component of our educational system, the Senior Secondary Education Commission, that has been signed into law, the act that has been signed into law, but the funding of the 2% consolidated fund was never activated. This president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has directed us to work on reviewing the act, bring it back to him, and he will ensure that budgetary allocation start going to NSEC. Every time we've gone to the president to ask to give us funding, support for education, 100% all the time, the president's response to us has been yes. Everything we've asked him for when it comes to education is giving us literally everything. Do you know the reason why the president is doing that? It's because of you. It's believing you. Your future. You are the future of Nigeria. And you kids, you've done the president proud. You've done us proud. You've given us the authority to go back to Mr. President and ask for more. And as we ask for more, we're asking for more for you. So, Nafisa Abdullahi Aminu, please stand up to be recognized. Or let's do it differently. Nafisa Abdullahi Aminu, sit down. Every single person in the room, please stand up. And let's recognize Nafisa Abdullahi Aminu.
Minister of the State of Education, Professor Shuaibu Ahmed, also hailed Nafisa's resilience and brilliance, noting that Nigerians' youth can compete and excel globally.
Today, I am delighted and happy to welcome you all to this recognition ceremony in honor of outstanding students who have emerged winners at the Teen Eagle Global Competition. Today, we are gathered not just to celebrate their achievements, but to affirm our collective belief that Nigerian youths can compete and excel at the highest global stage when given the right opportunities and support. The success of these brilliant young minds goes beyond personal victory. It is a victory of our schools, our communities, and indeed our nation. At a time when the world is driven by knowledge, creativity, and innovation, these students have demonstrated that Nigeria is blessed with youths who can stand shoulder to shoulder with their peers across the globe. Their performance is a testimony to the resilience, intelligence, and talent that abound in our country. As government, we take this moment as further motivation to strengthen our commitment towards nurturing creativity, critical thinking, and excellence in our schools. Under the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu DCFR, education is being repositioned to ensure that every Nigerian child has the opportunity not only to learn but also to excel and showcase their abilities on global platforms such as Teen Eagle. To our dear winners, you are a shining example of your peers. Your hard work, discipline, and determination have brought you this recognition. I urge you not to see this as the end of your journey, but as the beginning of greater possibilities. Continue to aim higher and let your success inspire others to believe in themselves and pursue excellence. Finally, I congratulate your parents, teachers, and schools for providing the foundation upon which you have built this success. Together, we must continue to nurture and support our young people, for they are the true wealth of our nation. On behalf of the Federal Ministry of Education, I say congratulations once again, and may this recognition be the springboard for even greater accomplishment in your lives. Thank you, and may God bless you all, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
The minister stated that Nafisa has shown that Nigeria can stand shoulder to shoulder with the best in the world, and she is a shining example. Nafisa thanked her school, her parents, and the government for their support, pledging to continue striving for excellence. Now to Adamawa State. Governor Ahmadu Umar Fintiri has signed into a law bill establishing and regulating the use of the state seal. The new law creates the official emblem of Adamawa, symbolizing government authority, cultural heritage, and unity. Governor Fintiri described the move as historic, saying the seal is not just a mark of governance, but a statement of identity and dignity for all citizens. The law restricts the seal to official government use with special approval for commemorative or educational purpose. Unauthorized use attracts penalties of up to 250,000 naira or 2 years in prison for individuals and 1 million naira for corporate offenders. The seal features distinct cultural symbols including the kakaki, spear, horse, 21 stars for the local government areas, a lion, academic cap, crops, cattle, and fishermen representing Adamawa's strength, heritage, and diversity. Governor Fintiri says the new state seal reflects the courage, intellect, and unity of the Adamawa people and must be treated with reverence. Moving on, Sanusi Makalai Sami has officially been appointed as Emir with the title Gomo III. The appointment was announced at the Zuru Emir's Palace, where Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs Abubakar Garba Dusimari presented his letter of appointment signed by Governor Nasir Idris. The governor approved his election after receiving 3 nominees from the Zuru Emirate Council Kingmakers in line with constitutional provisions. In his first remarks, the new emir thanked God and Governor Idris for the confidence reposed in him, pledging an open-door leadership and calling on his people to remain united and peaceful. He also praised Sarkin Wazagu Muktari Musa, who served as acting emir following the death of the late emir, retired Major General Muhammad Sani Sami Goma II. The new emir of the Zuru, Sanusi Makai Sami Goma III, now takes up the mantle of leadership, assuring his people of inclusive service and continuity. And now to Benue State, road users and stakeholders in Benue State said they are determined to stop the dangerous practice of fuel scoping during and after accidents. The resolve was made at a sensitization meeting in Ikberongogwe local government organized by the Federal Road Safety Corps, Benue State Sector Command. Participants from the transport sector, oil and society, and local communities warned that scoping fuel during crashes has caused deaths, explosions, and environmental disasters.
The surge of tanker explosions, incidents, and fatalities recently in our nation has made the NMDRA, in association with other relevant agencies like Federal Road Safety Corps, National Orientation Agency, Federal Fire Services, and others, to embark on campaigns of safety for fuel tankers on the roads and damages associated with scooping of fuel from falling tankers. Fuel scooping from crashed tankers or trailers can pose serious threat to the environment and individuals.
We all agree that anything 5 o'clock, let a vehicle pass. By the time we make government to understand, this thing be a viable project. This vehicle parts will not back on the highway where you have a traffic jam. We lose our loved ones. We have a direction for the leaders.
On behalf of the youth, I will say we have heard all you people have said here
we will do all our best to put this to our minds that all you have come here to inculcate in us shouldn't be of vain. We will do our best and try our best to protect that which you say we shouldn't be scoping and trafficking.
State Director of the National Orientation Agency, Comrade Mark Deua, said his office will intensify campaigns to raise public awareness on the dangers of the act.
As from next week, we are going out to engage communities on about 5 other key issues. And we want to assure you that in any community we go, we will touch on this issue of scoping. And my mommy has also reiterated the issue of this selling our children. We will also take that up. In any community we go, we must emphasize all these things.
FRSC Sector Commander Ayodele described the fuel scoping and reckless attitudes on highways as a major threat to road safety in Nigeria, calling for urgent change.
In 2024, a total of 401 people lost their lives scoping fuel from falling tankers, accounting for 7.6% of the total road traffic fatalities. This reckless behavior has become a significant contributor to road deaths, with many incidents resulting to catastrophic fire and explosions.
Stakeholders insist the fight against fuel scoping is key to saving lives, protecting the environment, and ensuring safe roads in Benue and beyond. And now the Transmission Company of Nigeria has dismissed reports of an explosion at its Onitsha sub-region station, clarifying the cause of a recent power outage in parts of Anambra and Enugu states. TCN says the outage, which occurred on August 21st, was due to an installation flashover on a Persiclane insulator caused by rainfall, not an equipment explosion as earlier claimed by the Enugu Electricity Distribution Company. Power supply was restored the same day, while a planned maintenance outage is scheduled for August 31st and September 1st to replace the affected insulators. The company stressed that no equipment was destroyed and cautioned EEDC to verify information before publication, describing misinformation as unprofessional and unacceptable. TCN insists the Onitsha station remains intact and the corrective maintenance is underway to prevent future disruptions. We take a pause here. News stories from the biz sector are up next. Stay with us.
Attention, housing and construction brands. Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Housing TV Africa, channeled 149 on StarTimes, is your ultimate platform to shine. Whether you're a housing developer offering affordable homes, a building materials company, a mortgage bank supporting families, or a furniture, lighting, or interiors brand bringing style into every home, we've got you covered. Our crew comes live to your site, your showroom, or your project location, capturing your products, services, and your story in action. Real coverage, real people, real impact. And now, the exciting part, all of this is available at very affordable advertising rates. Yes, with Housing TV Africa, you can promote your brand without breaking the bank, while reaching millions of home buyers, decision makers, and investors. Don't stay hidden. Be seen, be trusted, be celebrated. Housing TV Africa, your #1 housing and construction network, on channel 149 on StarTimes. Call us today on 0916 500 0000 and let's build your business in the spotlight. Housing TV Africa, affordable rates, on-site reports, maximum impact.
Visit Housing TV Africa on YouTube and click on the subscribe button. Subscribe to Housing TV Africa to stay updated on latest happenings in Nigeria's housing sector. Follow our social media pages, like and share our posts on Facebook, Housing TV Africa, on Twitter, Housing TV Africa, Instagram, Housing TV Africa.
Welcome back. Glad to have you join us on our Housing TV news at the top of the hour. Now to the beat sector. The federal government has reconstituted the National Building Code Advisory Committee as part of efforts to strengthen standards and tackle the menace of building collapses across Nigeria. The committee was inaugurated at the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development headquarters by the Minister of State, Honorable Yusuf Abdullahi Atta, who stressed that the National Building Code provides a unified framework for safer construction nationwide.
I am happy that 4 years later, under the renewed hope administration of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we are today reconstituting this important committee that is very critical to fixing, to arresting the embarrassing problem of building collapse. The need to resolve a national code arose from the following existing conditions of our cities and environment. 1. The absence of planning of our towns and cities. 2. Incessant collapse of building, fire influence, built environment abuse and other disasters. 3. Dearth of reference design standards for professionals. 4. Use of non-professionals and parks. 5. Use of untested products and materials. 6. Lack of maintenance culture.
Representing the Permanent Secretary, Samuel Tamitokbe said the move reflects Minister Musa Ahmed Dangiwa's commitment to affordable housing that does not compromise safety and quality.
The importance of the National Building Code cannot be provided for self. It provides a unifying framework that sets minimum standards for design, for construction, and for maintenance of buildings across the country. By promoting safety, efficiency, sustainability, and professionalism. The code safeguards lives and property while also fostering investor confidence and enhancing the global competitiveness of Nigeria's built environment. This inauguration further reflects the unwavering commitment of the Honorable Minister, Architect Ahmed Musa Dangiwa, to ensuring that the ministry's mandate of providing affordable shelter to Nigerians is pursued without compromising safety, quality, and sustainability.
Committee Chairman Architect Mohammed Jimo Faworaja pledged professionalism and collaboration with state governments to domesticate the code in line with local needs.
We assure you that we are going to do the work with diligence and professionalism, and to adhere to all your requirements in terms of your quarterly reports. We will also consider all the initial inputs from the previous committee. An important aspect of this assignment is the domestication of the national building code in the states. If we have to properly adhere to the codes, we will use the national standard that we are establishing and encourage each state of the federation to demonstrate the document using their own peculiar situation.
Stakeholders Festus Adebayo also promised the committee would deliver results to improve Nigeria's building sector. The committee is tasked with reviving the building code, curbing unprofessional practices, and ensuring safer, more sustainable housing nationwide. And now the federal government's housing plan is gaining ground in Lagos. Housing Minister Ahmed Musa Dangiwa says the Ibeju-Lekki Renewed Hope City is now 80% complete. The project, designed to deliver 2,000 homes, will see over 700 units in the first phase, commissioned soon by President Bola Tinubu. Dangiwa explained that after the commissioning, the president will also lay the foundation for a second phase. The initiative is part of the 7 renewed hope cities being built across Nigeria to bridge the housing deficit. During his tour, the minister also inspected the Lekki Free Trade Zone, where the government plans to set up a building materials manufacturing hub to cut costs and boost local production. Officials says the Ibeju Lekki homes are designed to be affordable and accessible with mortgage support from the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. And in sports, Liverpool and Manchester City will both face 15-time winners Real Madrid in the 2025-2026 Champions League stage, while Tottenham Hotspur and Newcastle United have been paired with the holders Paris Saint-Germain. This is the second year of the new 36-team format, with six Premier League clubs competing for the first time. Liverpool's top schedule also includes Atletico Madrid, Inter Milan and PSV, while City face Borussia Dortmund, Napoli and Monaco. Chelsea will play Barcelona, Bayern Munich and Benfica, while Arsenal meets Bayern, Inter Milan and Atletico Madrid. Newcastle's return to the competition brings clash with PSG and Barcelona, and Tottenham, who qualified via the Europa League, also face PSG, Dortmund and Monaco. The group phase runs from 16 September 2025 to 28 January 2026, with a final in Budapest. Aston Villa and Nottingham Forest will feature in the Europa League, while Crystal Palace drop into the Conference League. And now to the foreign scene, the White House has named Jim O'Neill as the new head of the Centers for Disease Control just a day after Susan Monarez was forced out of the job. Monarez's lawyer said her firing was illegal and politically motivated, accusing Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. of pushing reckless directives on vaccines. O'Neill, a former Silicon Valley investor and Kennedy's deputy, takes over as the agency faces turmoil, with at least 3 senior CDC officials resigning this week. Critics, including Senator Bernie Sanders, warn the shakeup could undermine trust in public health. And on to Russia, the European Union's top officials, Ursula von der Leyen, has condemned Russian heaviest assault on Kyiv in months, a barrage that left at least 23 people dead, including 4 children. Most victims were inside a 5-story apartment block that collapsed after a missile strike in the Donetsky district. The EU's delegation office and the nearby British Council were also hit. Ukrainian authorities said Moscow unleashed nearly 600 drones and more than 30 missiles in the overnight barrage. And that's how much we can take on housing TV news at the top of the hour. Before we go, a quick recap of our top stories. INEC pushes digital safeguards. Federal government disowns ASU deal. Fenty resigns state seal. And in sports, Liverpool, Man City draw Real Madrid in Champions League phase. On the foreign scene, we told you that White House urged CDC chief as vaccine rift widens. For more news in the housing sector, subscribe to Housing TV on YouTube and follow Housing TV on all social media platforms. Download the Housing TV app on your Google Play Store and Apple Store. Many thanks for watching. I am Mimi Tondu.